Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Is it a good morning, Paul?
In what way?
Well, I mean, you know, the news, things.
No. Britain's in a dustbin, but the sky is blue and the sun is out.
The sky is blue, the sun is out.
And we need the blitz spirit to carry on. That's
I
what
was just
we
about
need.
to go into a piece of poetry.
Oh, were you? All right, I'll shut up.
Improvised poetry, which the people have been asking for. No, you've ruined it now. Ruined it now. It's gone. It's gone now into the ether.
But those are the best things, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah, because they're magical and then they disappear, like unicorns.
This is turning into a breakfast show. I mean, it's really like early. What time is it for a Sunday?
8:30.
It's 8:30. I'm having to make sure I do this earlier because on a Sunday, everybody decides to use the internet, which means uploading and all of those things takes forever and a day. Forever and a day.
You seem to be
It's not semaphore class, Paul.
I'll have little flags next time.
I'm not happy this morning, and what's new? But, you know, I'm not happy with the government. I'm really not, and I have to have my rant. I'm not going to rant for long, so please don't switch off now.
Do they know who we are?
Brexit. Sorry?
We haven't said who we are yet.
Oh, I'm Richard and this is Paul. Yeah.
And this is
Oh.
Sunday Chat!
Yeah, you've just broken the microphone. It has a peak level, you know, and it distorts.
So
you get too loud.
You can have your rant now.
I'm just... Brexit. I mean, you know what? It's really, really... I'm going to swear now. Sorry.
No,
it's bloody
please.
pissing me off.
Oh dear.
Well, I could have said the F word, but I'm not going to because there are younger viewers. Sometimes. I'm quite sure they're not watching this, but... yeah, I'm bloody... pissed off. It's been 2 years. 2 years. Really?
More than two.
And
2.5.
it's still not sorted. I mean, A, the referendum is not a legally binding vote, for a start.
It's a guidance for the government.
Yeah. So really what the government should have done when the referendum results came through, rather than bowing and scraping to the people, as Mrs. May has been doing, they should have said, in my opinion, okay, we've had a referendum, this is the result. We're going to look at this and see whether, in actual fact, at this time of austerity, whether doing this, leaving the EU, is actually financially viable for the country.
And beneficial.
And beneficial. Apparently, according to an article written in The Guardian in September last year. Yeah?
I don't know what article you're talking about.
Well, it's available online.
Yeah.
For everybody to read. But according to The Guardian, it's costing the country £500 million a week. A week. And
What is costing that?
Brexit, if you weigh it up, that's the cost.
Sorry, if we go into Brexit and we leave the EU, the cost is 500,000
No.
a week, or it's costing us
What do you,
500.
Paul?
No, I don't-
500 million. That's what
500
it's
million.
estimated to cost. Brexit is that's the process.
Oh, right, okay,
The
fine.
process of Brexit in these 2 years. Goodness knows what it's going to cost after Brexit, because you've also got all the companies that are having to make adjustments and changes and various different things. It's costing them money too. Each individual household is paying for it. Now, I don't know about you, but I didn't see anything on my P60 about Brexit costs. Did you, Paul?
No.
No, there wasn't a slice out of my tax for Brexit. I don't remember authorising the government to take that money from me. Now, it's not just that. I work for a local authority, so I'm not really supposed to talk about any of those elements. However, we can't even do a print in colour now because of austerity.
What,
No, we can't print a colour document, not allowed to. Costs too much money. Yeah? And get this, the printer won't work unless there are colour cartridges in the printer.
So you have to buy the colour cartridges which you don't use?
Yeah. Now, you multiply that by however many local authorities and admin officers there are, and it starts to kind of add up, doesn't it? You know,
as savings.
Things do cost, but we are doing everything in our power to save money as a local authority.
Rather than beneficial services.
Services are being cut. There are people in this country who cannot afford to feed themselves and their children. There are people who don't have homes because they've been so long on a waiting list. You know, we're talking about vulnerable people in society here. You know, there are people that have lost their jobs working in local authorities.
People who can't heat their houses.
People who can't heat their houses. You know, various things, societal things that are causing people real hardship, and they're spending across these 2 years, 500 million a week. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Really? And the process of the referendum apparently cost 129 million.
Yeah, 130 million pounds, yeah.
Just doing the referendum.
But it is insane.
She's like a dog with a bone. You know, she's totally gone down the wrong path. You know, I know we're not a dictatorship, we're a democracy, so everything needs to be looked at carefully and voted on, blah, blah, blah.
But we're not, in reality, we're a democracy every 5 years. We're not a full democracy.
No, but at the end of the day, you know, people are given a chance to express their opinion, and they did that. But that wasn't necessarily in the country's interest, because they're saying, you know, immigration's not really going to change because we rely on those people to do the jobs that the British won't do. You know, they're still going to let people into the country. You know, I mean, the thing with the border in Ireland as well, I mean, you know, what on earth is going to happen? You're going to say something, sorry. I'm just really not happy. 2 years and you've not been able to sort out this task. The EU are laughing at us. If you look at the papers in Europe, they're laughing at us. They think we're a complete joke.
But sadly, for people who are Brexiteers, that is even more reason that we should be leaving them.
Wow.
Leaving the EU. I mean, I'm a Remainer.
So am I.
I think integration is far better than separation.
Yeah.
I think diversity is far better than singularity.
Yeah.
I think understanding other people's cultures and ways of life is far better than just doing it your own way.
I mean, just think about the history, sorry. Think about the history of Britain.
Again.
Think about the history of Britain, though. We are a nation of immigrants.
Well, not only are we a nation of immigrants, we're a nation of people who went out to colonise other territories.
But before that, I mean, there's very few people in this country, if you have a DNA test, there's very few people in this country that will come out as pure Anglo-Saxon, or whatever that means.
Well, it means Anglo-Saxon.
Pure Anglos,
British,
or whatever.
Effectively.
You know, there's very few people. We are a nation of immigrants. London is a city of immigrants. It is.
I'm an immigrant.
You're an immigrant. I'm 58% Western European. Thank goodness.
That's why you got the curly hair.
And the Latin temperament. Yeah, but oh, come on.
But
it's just
I think
ridiculous. It really is.
I think the reality of the thing is the fact that we all know now that we were lied to years ago.
Yeah.
And in fact, even the
2 years
director,
ago, you mean?
sorry, 2.5 years ago. Well, in fact, we've been lied to for 3 years now. Even the Vote Leave director has now come out and said if they hadn't had the 350 million going to the EU and that the NHS could have all of that money, the referendum would not have gone to a leave vote. It would have been a remain vote. And he says that effectively the referendum was won on lies.
Yeah, it was.
And we know now, there is no single economic model that puts the UK in a better position after Brexit than it was 3 years ago. We're seeing on a daily basis companies and firms saying that they're not going to invest anymore, and in fact they're going to move assets. I think was it Barclays moved something like 1.5 billion of assets out of the country this week. It may only be about 5 or 10% of their asset holding, but that is no longer in the UK. And we've also seen Nissan now announcing that it's not going to, or supposedly about to announce, that it's not going to build the new X-Trail car in the UK. Now, the biggest car factory...
much longer.
Yeah, the biggest car factory in the UK is in Sunderland. It's owned by Nissan. The fact they're not going to build a new car in the UK is most probably not going to affect those jobs. But what it's not going to do is deliver another 2,000 or 2,500 jobs, new jobs in the UK. Those jobs will be delivered elsewhere. Brexit is an insanity. Yeah. It really is. And the lies, for me, are akin to saying your option is to go to a wonderful beach where there are lots and lots of foreign people, or you can go to an absolutely glorious beach where there's no foreign people and you get free cocktails and you get free banana boat rides and you get free ice cream and all of this. And then when you actually get to that beach, this paradise beach, you find there's lots of plastic, there's lots of litter, the golden sands aren't golden, all of that.
What's your point?
The point is, what do you then do? Do you go, well actually, there's no free ice cream, there's no free cocktails, there's no this, there's no that. I don't want to go here, I want to go somewhere else. Or do you say, oh well, we agreed we'd go here, so we'll just sit here and be miserable?
I think the simpler analogy would be to say, right, okay, Britain, if we don't stay in Europe, in the EU, you won't be able to drink tea. Can you imagine what the vote would be then? Oh, it's ridiculous. Anyway, let's move on because it is absolutely ridiculous.
But that tea plantation down in Cornwall would do well. Yes.
Paul, this is new. It's lovely. I was looking at it earlier whilst you were going on about something. I don't know what it was, financial things. Oh, it's quite nicely made, isn't it? Where's it from?
A shop.
No, I mean, is it from the internet? Did they send it to you?
Will you stop playing with it?
But shoulders, you've got shoulders, use them. Honestly.
I've got breasts as well, I'm not going to use that.
Well, no.
Have you got anything else on your list today?
Yeah, no, I have. Let's move on, but I'm really annoyed. Rather than disappointed of West London, it's annoyed of West London this morning.
No snow, Brexit coming, what else? Oh, and slow internet.
I tell you, if I had a European passport from another country, I'd be going. I would. I'm sick of this.
Well, I'd love the bailiwick of Guernsey and the bailiwick of Jersey to... Jersey. Bailiwick of Guernsey and bailiwick of Jersey to declare themselves independent.
Maybe they could join and become Jersey.
Well,
They could have a bridge.
one of my friends, we used to have something called Ginsey, which was a bit like that. And one of my friends actually had a TV show on Sky TV.
Oh, did they?
I can't remember what it was called, but it was Ginsey something. Yeah.
Why Ginsey?
Jersey, Guernsey, Ginsey.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. Guernsey is far better. I think you'll find.
Yeah, but that was it's a long story, which I could go into if you'd like.
I'd rather you didn't.
But it would be great, I think, if Guernsey, Jersey, Sark, all
Yeah.
of them declared themselves independent, because then I could have a different passport.
Well, there was the talk of London declaring itself as a state at one point, wasn't there?
Yeah, but state's not independent.
No, like that place, where's that place? In Europe somewhere. Where is it? Is it Monaco? Is Monaco an independent?
Yeah.
Yeah, Monaco. Or like the Vatican. That's an independent place, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I think that's fun.
Liechtenstein.
I think we could declare our house as an independent state
Well, there
and
is.
divorce ourselves from Europe.
Yeah, but we wouldn't be able
Not
to
from
go
Europe,
anywhere.
from Britain.
We wouldn't be able to go anywhere.
Well, people would have to have a passport if they came for dinner.
So the milkman would have to have a passport.
Yes. Yes. You see? Doesn't that sound crazy? Give me a break. Right, let's move on. We went to Kew Gardens yesterday.
Yeah, there wasn't any talk of Brexit there.
Well, no, we don't tend to talk that much as we walk around Kew, do we?
I do. You just don't listen.
I just don't listen because I'm too busy taking in the beautiful views. We went... Go on then.
I always
Go.
know how to get Richard to not take a photograph of something. Because I say to him, that would make a lovely photograph. And he says, I'm the photographer. I think I know what makes a good photograph or not. And then doesn't. Don't you?
So what's the point in the first place? Just purely to annoy me, isn't it? That's the purpose.
We had a very nice time. Apart from
Apart from what?
screaming children.
Oh, God.
We're not used to screaming children, obviously. Well, actually, we are. 'Cause
Let's
they scream
rephrase
outside.
that, shall we? We can't stand screaming children. We're not here on this earth to put up with your stupid, screaming brats.
I don't think they're necessarily stupid. They're just
Well, they look pretty
screaming.
stupid to me because they weren't appropriately dressed, half of them. They weren't wearing coats,
No,
it was
they were-
freezing.
I couldn't. It was.
There's a wind chill
Yeah.
factor of -5.
And we would by the big pond, which was frozen over
And it
with
was cold.
seagulls walking on the top of the pond because of the ice. And there were these kids with their mother and their grandmother, I assume, and both of them, the girl and the boy, were wearing very little clothing. The boy was wearing a t-shirt. That was it. The grandmother had a coat on. Now, I know kids throw clothes off and things, but actually, that
Well, we
kid must have
didn't.
been frozen. You need to be wrapped up well in these things.
We didn't.
I just didn't understand it.
We were told to put our clothes on and wrap up warm, and that was it. We kept our coat on until we got home. We didn't take our clothes off and run around in a t-shirt. And screaming...
Yesterday it did feel, well, we did go near the main gates. We did walk towards the main gates where obviously there's a lot more people. But it did feel that wherever we went yesterday, within a certain area of the main gates, we were the magnet for screaming children.
But it seems that parents don't really discipline their children that much. I mean, literally, we see parents saying, "Oh, darling, don't scream, darling. Petunia, don't make that noise. Darling, I'll take your iPad away from you if you continue." Which I suppose would be quite effective these days. Oh, let them run free, let them run wild, and annoy all the rest of the people.
I do
No.
think Kew should put in a morning or an afternoon each week.
Children
that was
free.
Children free.
Definitely.
I think we definitely go to
Get rid of the
to
brats.
Definitely go to that.
God, I can't stand them.
You can't stand a lot of things, though, aren't you?
Well, I'm not in the greatest of moods this morning. That stupid Theresa May. So
Yeah,
we went to Kew.
we went to
Let's
Kew.
talk about Kew in a nice way, because first of all we went to the Hive, didn't we?
We did.
And it was gated off. The upper section of the Hive, it's in two sections. There's a floor section below, and you look through this sculpture. And for those of you who don't know, we'll just put a little piece of footage. But it is actually connected to a real beehive. And there are little lights that come and go on and off
As the bees come
as the bees move around the hive. So it actually simulates hive activity. And in bright sunlight, you can't really see those lights. But the upper section was gated off. It wasn't locked.
No, there
I
was
said to Paul,
there was
come
a
on.
gate in front. There was a metal. What are they called, those things?
A barrier.
Barrier. There was a barrier.
I said, come on, let's go up. Doesn't matter. And Paul's like, no, you're not supposed to. And I said, but it doesn't matter. We're just going to walk up there. Come on, let's do it. And he's like, no. I said, what's the worst that can happen? They might ban us. He's never gate crashed anything in his life.
No,
So he ran off.
I
He
didn't
ran off.
run off.
He ran off in fear.
I didn't.
Fear that I was going to gate crash the hive and get thrown out of Kew
Well, you
Gardens.
see what my brain was saying.
Like we did that time when we crashed, well, when Sonia and I crashed the Glastonbury Chalice Well, do you remember?
Oh yes, I do.
Oh, it was
remember
fantastic. Him and Rick were walking off, going, oh no, it's closed. And me and Sonia were like, no, let's get in there now. So we did, we ran in there, and one of the members of staff were running after us going, it's closed, it's closed. And we're going, ha 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 ha. And they literally threw us out of the Chalice Well. It
Well,
was
they didn't
fun.
literally throw you out.
They did.
They
throw us
didn't.
out.
They didn't throw you out.
Yes.
They asked you
Paul,
to leave.
Having never gate crashed anything in your life, you wouldn't know what
I
throwing
was just
out was
contesting
anyway.
the word literally.
No.
That's all. If you hadn't said
They
literally,
almost physically grabbed us.
almost
They ushered
physically,
us,
literally,
saying,
grabbed
leave
us.
now, leave now. It was fun. I love
Anyway,
things
the
like
reason
that.
I didn't want to go in the hive is because I am obviously involved in
Goody
a number of things.
two-shoes.
I know about health and safety.
Goody
And what I
two-shoes.
did know is that if we had gone up there and Richard had fallen off while photographing,
Fallen off what?
fallen off the edge.
You can't fall
You
off the
can
edge.
fall off the
No,
edge.
you
If he'd
can't.
fallen off the edge, then he
Oh,
wouldn't have been
for
insured.
goodness
There would have been an issue.
Oh.
So it was a health and
If
safety thing,
that
and
was
it was
the case, they
barriered
would
off.
have locked the barriers.
No, there's a barrier there.
And they'd have put no admittance under no circumstances unless a member of staff is here. Really?
Anyway, so we did that.
So we did that, and then after we went to the hive...
I didn't do that.
Didn't do what?
Hive.
No, you ran off like a coward.
I walked away and said, I'm going to do something else.
Well, we went to the glass houses and had a wander around there, but they were far too hot, frankly,
For the camera.
for the camera as well, because everything was steaming up. But we also went round to the sort of rockery garden. That's nice, isn't it? With the waterfall.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all rockeries and waterfalls, and you can see the glass houses, and it's really beautiful. And they keep all sorts of plants, you know, in these glass houses to preserve them. That's why it's a, you know, Royal Botanic Garden.
Well, they keep all of the plants everywhere to preserve them. That's their job.
I know, but the ones that are going to die if they're exposed to the British winter are kept under glass to
Yeah,
preserve
absolutely,
them.
Yeah.
Looks like you're going to contest everything I'm saying today, doesn't it?
No.
No.
There was
But it
a
certainly
pitcher
seems
plant.
that way.
There was a pitcher plant. as
But
well.
that was outside.
That was outside. I
So
was
that
amazed
must be,
at that.
maybe
Hardly.
it dies off.
Well, it
in
would
the
have died
winter.
off by now, wouldn't it? I mean, it was -5 the other day. It would have died off by now.
Okay.
But we also went up to
No.
the little temple area.
The
There's a little
temple, that's
area.
right.
We enjoyed that.
And then we went round the lake like we were talking, the Lake of Screaming Children.
Oh, that sounds like it's from a lovely book.
Yes, the Lake of the Screaming Children. A lovely book. A lovely
no,
book.
You know, a sort
Sounds
of
like a horror
fantasy
book. A horror. And there were lots of gulls as well. squawking gulls.
We saw one that was very nicely spotted. It was
We did,
absolutely
didn't
lovely.
we? We didn't get a picture of him because he ran off, didn't he?
He had a friendly crow with him.
That's right. Where else did we go? I'm just looking at the list. There's lots of aircraft as well. Was that an A380 that went over
the
at one
three
point?
A380s came in yesterday.
Yeah, and you can tell because they're huge.
Huge. Big. They're big.
And then we walked back through the Pinetum, which was nice, like a sort of pine woodland, along the Woodland Walk.
Yeah,
didn't we?
Queen Charlotte's Walk, isn't that? That's Queen Charlotte's Cottage, Queen Charlotte's
It's
Walk.
called the Woodland Walk, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Woodland Walk, but it goes up to Queen Charlotte's Cottage.
Yeah.
Place. There were loads of snowdrops. Beautiful
snowdrops. We saw some
Absolutely
parakeets as well.
Yeah, they had
Green
found
parakeets.
holes in the oak tree, and they were sort of looking at these holes. I don't know if they nest in trees or whether they nest in trees. If you see what I
And then we sat down and had our tea and
Sandwiches. Yeah.
Overlooking the Thames
Mm.
on a bench.
And there were rowers going along the Thames.
There were.
Yeah. It was very nice.
It was cold.
It was
very
cold,
And
yeah.
I did think at one point, because it went quite grey, and I did think, oh, maybe it'll snow. And
No, it didn't.
it didn't. Sadly.
Yeah, it was really. We were there 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was good.
It felt to me yesterday, and we didn't get to the Sackler Crossing and the big lake either.
No, because we always do that.
No,
don't
I
we? So
know.
it's nice to see some bits that we don't. Kew is huge. I mean, it's really, really massive, and
I can never remember how big it is. 89 acres or something.
I don't know. It is big, and you could spend probably the whole day there if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But you know, we have our favourite places that we like to walk through. So, anything else on the agenda for today? I've not written anything else down.
Plastic packaging.
What about it? Oh, we've got a prop.
Vegetaria.
Oh, right, another annoying thing actually.
This we like crisp bread by Vegetaria
Where are
and
the-
other crisp breads, and
Oh yeah. I was just checking you've got the other bit.
we like Vegetaria and other crisp breads, and have always been annoyed that they come in effectively plastic packaging. And then I saw they've got new
Don't
cardboard
show
packaging.
you're showing the logo.
Then I saw they had new cardboard packaging. And I thought, fantastic, that's great. And I bought it, obviously, it's here. Opened it up. 4 individual crisp breads in plastic packaging. There's 6 of these in this
Yeah, but
box.
what did you think they were going to be in
I thought
there?
they would just be
In cardboard?
like that, in cardboard,
No, they-
and I thought there'd be an inside which would keep them dry like they used to be.
Yeah, but legally they wouldn't be able to do just
Well, I
crisp
don't know.
breads
I
in
mean,
cardboard,
they need to
would
sort
they?
something out. And then,
They
of
go
course,
soft.
you look, and it does actually say that this packaging, which could be made of
Cellulose or
cellulose,
starch.
starch, something like that. No, it's just bog standard plastic.
Is it recyclable?
It's not recyclable. So yes, the box is recyclable.
I blame Theresa May.
But the plastic inside it isn't.
No, I do blame Theresa May because she is not doing enough to sort this problem out. All the hot air.
You're in a right mood today.
Yeah.
I think I'm going out.
Where are you going to go?
I'm not staying in with you in this mood. I'll go to the allotment. I do need to do the edge bed. I need to do several things at the allotment.
Are you going to be able to do them today?
I'm not sure I will because I do want
It's
to
just quite
edge
frozen
the
out there
bed.
this morning.
I want to edge the bed, the main bed where our pumpkins and tomatoes were this last year. But I'm not. I think it might be too frozen to do it.
Yeah.
What I was going to do is just temporary and put bamboo in on either side of the boards to hold it in for the time being. But really, I need to put some cardboard underneath them. I need to trim the grass first of all. I need to put cardboard underneath, wet cardboard underneath. So that will be a bit difficult in this weather because I think the water butts will be frozen. And then do it, but I'm not sure even the bamboo will go into the ground at the moment.
No, I don't
so
think it will.
I'm not sure. I'll go down and do some tidying up down there. Or I might actually do a video. In fact, I will. I will do a video on the things that we have got for free from various different sites on the internet. So I'm going to do a video about that because I reckon we've saved about £500 to £600 on getting things free on Gumtree and Trash Nothing, that type of thing, than buying them new. Obviously they're second hand, but they're all perfectly usable. So I'm going to do a video on that.
And we didn't spend 500 million a week. Just saying.
It is ludicrous.
So, lovely. So, I'd like to share a little bit of gardening news, if I may.
Is this what I think it's going to be?
What? So, first of all, I'll ask the question, Paul, are your peas coming up yet?
I knew it.
Answer the question, yes or no.
You cannot see them as yet.
No, that's not the answer. Yes or no, Paul?
Both.
No, it's no, isn't it? Richard, is your beet cress that you planted the other day coming up? Why, thank you for asking, Richard. Yes, it is.
Oh dear.
Clearly I still have green fingers. There we are.
Thank you, Clarice.
Nailed it.
Thank you, Clarice, for that.
Thank you, Clarice, for the beet cress. It's coming up. I can see the little red shoots popping up through the little garden.
Is that your growing of our food for this year?
That's
then?
it. We're living on beet cress. It'll last for one sandwich, I would have thought. Is it cut and come again?
No.
Oh.
No.
Well, that'll be a nice meal for a hamster.
We could pop some into the wormery as well.
No, they're not having any. That's mine. I grew it. I'm eating it.
Okay.
We could have egg and beet cress.
I will eat what I grow.
We could have egg and beet cress
God,
sandwiches, couldn't we?
Talk this morning, don't you?
Oh well, makes a difference from you waffling on about nothing.
We could have egg and cress.
Egg and beet cress
Sandwiches.
Egg and beet cress.
Alien
beet cress sandwiches with egg.
I knew you were going to mention that. I looked at them last night. We went out for supper last night and came back. And
To
I
a
had
friend,
a look at
not
them.
to a restaurant. We didn't spend any money.
No, we don't go to restaurants. And I looked at them and I
We
thought...
didn't spend 500 million or anything like that
a week.
on a meal.
And I thought, I'm sure Richard will mention his successful gardening efforts
There
in tomorrow's Sunday Chat!
we go. Oh, Jesus Christ, Mary Mother of God.
And he did. But they are coming up. I have got 4 avocado seeds to put in. Not seeds.
You've got to do those with the doodah, haven't you? With a cross.
I think I might do 2
On a
in water
glass.
and 2 in soil.
Because you've done them so successfully before, haven't you?
I did one successfully years ago in Guernsey. Absolutely
Not
years
here.
ago. Not here, no.
Never.
In Guernsey. And it did really well. And then my brother fell on it. Well, he said he fell on it.
Yeah. Anyway.
So I know that Tony has done
Which
a
one?
video.
Which Tony?
UK Here We Grow.
Tony UK Here We Grow.
And I know that
The lovely Tony.
guy from Project Diaries has done one as well, so I'm going to have a look at those. I'll have a look at a few YouTube videos, but I do want to do 2 in water and 2 in soil, so
Good.
we will see how that does.
Good. So we'll have avocados, will we?
No, I doubt it.
No? Oh, a shame. What's the point then?
Because it's lovely seeing things grow.
Yeah, but what's the point if it's not going to produce anything and then drop dead?
Well, we all don't really, in the scheme of things.
Oh,
We
Paul,
all do.
don't even go there. That's ridiculous.
It's a nice plant. It'll be a house plant. It'll be lovely.
Will it?
Yeah.
Can you keep them alive forever?
Well, you
Never,
can't keep
amen.
anything alive forever.
No, but you know, for a significant length of time.
Well, I hope so.
Okay, well, I'll have to see the
You have to see the what?
results of your effort.
Good.
Yes.
Oh, and I've got 2 seeds that I picked up at Kew that I'm going to plant as well. One's a fir,
Are you supposed to say that on camera?
and the other's.
They might ban
were
you,
on
Paul.
they were on the ground.
They might ban
I
you
didn't
forever.
have to go into an area that was shut off and we weren't allowed to take the seeds.
Well, what's the fun
and
in
steal
that?
them. I just picked them off the ground, which is acceptable.
Not fun, though. If you'd have said I stole them from the Princess of Wales Conservatory, I'd have been, yeah, rock on.
No, you mustn't do that.
No, you mustn't.
We did see
children.
some orchids in the Princess of Wales
Yes,
Conservatory
in
yesterday.
preparation for
The Orchid Festival.
9th
which
of
is-
February.
It starts on the 9th of February. It's not just
Uh-huh.
on the 9th of February. It starts on the 9th of February.
Okay.
And I was a bit frustrated because on Kew's What's On Today board,
Oh.
it said Orchid Festival.
Yes, but then you read down.
And then you read down.
But
and
then you
said,
were annoyed that they put it on the
absolutely,
What's On Today
it
board.
should have been on the Coming Soon, not on the.
So
What's
if you're
On.
listening, Q, just make an adjustment to that.
Yeah,
Thank you
I've
very
worked with
much.
Q. I know Q.
Okay, don't start dissing Q.
I'm
Thank
not
you very
dissing
much.
Q.
We've had lots of views on our Q videos so far.
Well, I love Q.
Yes, but anyway, let's say goodbye now because we've been rabbiting on for years, almost 2 years in
2.5 years at
with
500
nothing.
million a week,
Yes.
apparently. I'm not sure that figure's right.
I think it's like statistics, isn't it? You know, if you average it out.
Yeah, but yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it. I'm sure
And
it
what's
is.
the difference between a mean and an average?
I have.
No,
Well,
I
no, I do know. I
Go
did
on.
them at school.
Okay.
Well, with an average, you add them all up, and you add them all up. Shut up! Don't tell me. You divide them by something. By themselves? You add them all up, and then you divide them by the number of things that
That's
are there.
right.
Yes, that's
so
an
if
average.
you have 10
and
numbers.
a mean
Yeah.
is very similar, isn't it?
No, a mean is completely different.
You take them all away and times them by pi. I don't know.
No,
I can't-
that's how you make a crumble.
No, wasn't there median? Median.
That's
What was the
mean.
median?
It's the median. you're
Well, I
right.
remember something.
So what is the median? If you have
The
one,
middle number.
No.
The
If-
middle one. The
if-
one in the middle, which is closer to the others. The one in the middle. The one that's most popular. Is it the one that's most popular?
No.
No. Hold on, let me remember. Mean. To work out how mean somebody is.
You just look if they're spending 500 million a week.
Yeah, look at Theresa May as an example. She's a meanie. I can't remember mean. What is it? Tell me. Tell
Well,
me, do.
If
Tell
you,
me now.
If you have,
Tell me quick. Just tell me.
If you have 1, 9, and 10.
Oh, God.
If you have the number 1,
It's taking
number
too long
9,
already.
the number 10.
1, 9 and 10.
The average is those added up divided
Yeah,
by
you've
3.
done that. Get to the mean, quick.
The mean,
1, 9 and 10.
1, 9 and
what
10
does it mean?
would be 9.
10, 19, 20.
It's 9.
9. Why? Why?
It is the number that sits in the middle there.
I told you that. It's the one
It's
in the middle.
not the middle number though. It's the one that sits in the middle.
Well, that's the
It's
middle
not
number
the
as
middle
far as I'm
number.
concerned. Anybody ever used algebra? Because I haven't.
I loved algebra and
Oh,
calculus.
God, I used to hate
I loved
that.
statistics.
No, algebra, no
I have a
point,
Viola
no
in
point,
statistics.
no point, no
I
point.
was very good at maths.
I wasn't.
You weren't, no. We work quite well together that way.
No, but I was quite popular at school.
I was just the nice kid.
I always had the lead roles in the school play.
I was just the sort of nice, fat kid.
I don't think we'd have been friends at school.
There was
Somehow.
the not quite so nice fat kid as well.
Were you friends with them?
Well, he lived up the road, yeah.
Were you
but
friends with
No,
them?
we didn't play together.
Oh.
No. I played with all the people who were nice.
We were nice, just naughty.
You'd go and knock on people's doors and run away and...
We've done a lot worse than that, I can tell you. Oh, yeah.
What's... All that I used to do
We used
was
to
run
have such a
through
laugh.
fields of wheat with Theresa May.
You can get out right now.
Do you remember she said, have you ever done something bad or
Oh, yeah, she
naughty?
did.
She said,
I ran through a field of wheat. Oh, bully for you.
It's the same shame they didn't set fire to it while she...
I tell you what, the naughtiest thing Theresa May has ever done is spent £500 million a week. There are dark days ahead, people.
There
Mark
could be...
my
Oh, no,
word.
I can't sing.
The Queen, it says in today's papers, a plan has been put in place to get the Queen to safety should there be civil unrest.
Is it just the Queen or all Queens?
The Queen.
If it's all Queens, we'll be fine.
The Queen.
No, the Queen.
No, don't joke about this. Think about this, people. Just think about this. Yeah? If there is a plan to get the Queen to safety, that plan will have been put in place a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's
It's a standing plan,
ago.
isn't it?
Yes, but they will have looked at the possibility of civil unrest because of what's happening.
And updated that plan.
Yes, because Health and Safety Executive dictates that needs to happen. That all plans like that have to be updated on a regular basis. So think about what that means. They don't care about us.
Well,
They don't.
It's
because
part of the process, isn't
they
it?
couldn't even control the riots in 2011.
No, they couldn't.
No.
We had
They
burnt out
totally
cars at the
lost
top of our road.
control.
Yeah. Person
Yeah.
died in our borough
Yeah. A person died.
during the riots. Very sad. An old guy
So,
protecting his house died. Very sad.
this is not a joke. I feel like I'm sinking into a Brexit stupor now.
Well, that's why we need to get out and do things. See nature, see the blue sky. Be amongst things that aren't Brexit. That's what we're going to do. Might even bake a cake.
I'm sad.
Well, of
I'm
course
sad.
it's
It
sad.
saddens me. Completely saddens me.
Absolutely.
Anyway, you're going to bake a cake. That does not make me feel sad. That makes me feel very, very happy.
I was just thinking I'm not going to bake a cake now.
No.
I might bake a cake.
Why
I
don't
might
you
look
make a
for
small cake?
It's not a small cake, it's just far away.
No, just make a small cake.
In what tin?
Well, you could make it in a cup. A Denby cup. And then we could just make it as like a little pudding.
Oh God, I just felt a bit of insanity go over me then.
Why?
You make it in a Denby cup.
Why not? It could be like a small pudding, souffle type thing if you fancy something sweet, rather than a whole cake, which we will eat. And you're not supposed to be putting weight on.
I've lost 2 pounds.
It would need to be fat-free,
I've lost 2 pounds.
sugar-free,
I've lost 2 pounds.
honey-free.
I've lost 2 pounds.
It would just be flour and water.
And it's not just water, because I've been drinking more water.
I think we're talking across purposes.
I think we're talking across each other.
Are we?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's all gone weird.
Do you fancy mushroom pilau this evening?
I don't know. Really?
Patricia mentioned mushroom pilau. I quite fancy that.
Well, I do like a rice dish. Will we have rice after Brexit?
Well, I doubt it.
Be no
We'll have
rice,
to-
no tea.
We'll have to have barley.
And yes, okay.
You're not a fan of barley risottos, though, are you?
I know that's not true, Paul. You make things up.
When I asked you the other day,
I said-
what did you say?
You said, why don't we make a barley risotto?
No,
And
I said, why don't you make a barley risotto?
I said, well, it would have to be half and half with arborio rice. And because I said, you just can't recreate a risotto with barley. It doesn't have the same,
Creaminess.
just doesn't have the same
Unctuousness.
appeal. A risotto is beautiful, unctuous, creamy, delicious. Barley is like, it's nice in a soup.
Oh, I might make a Scotch
But don't
broth.
put too much barley in. It's got to be balanced. One can have too much barley. There's only so much chewing you can do.
You don't chew barley.
You do when you cook it.
You.
We're going now. We're saying goodbye. Have a lovely, lovely day. Enjoy whatever you're doing. And yes. Enjoy whatever you're doing and watch out for civil unrest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very soon. Coming to a town near you at the end of March.
And obviously, it's Sunday.
Someday.
ITV, 8 o'clock,
Oh. I
Vera.
thought you were going to scream again.
Did
Yeah.
you think I was going to go, Sunday Jack?
Yes, it's Vera tonight.
It's Vera. Have you murdered someone?
I don't know, love. Have you murdered somebody? Because you know what? We'll find
We'll
out,
find
love.
out.
We'll find out. And if you have, we'll find out and put you in jail for a long time.
Oh, I thought that was quite good, that. Do that again.
I'm
A
getting
long
better.
time.
I'm getting better. Love. Yeah? Bye. I'm exhausted now. Exhausted.
Huh? What's the time?
I don't know. It's late. I think the whole day is sped
It's
by.
4 o'clock in the afternoon now.
No, it's not. It's 10:15. We're going now. We've
You're
got things to do.
joking.
People to see, crops to grow,
Wood
cakes
to
to
put
make.
out. I might make a cake, yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.